Hello and welcome to the Ogle Center on the beautiful southeastern IU campus in New Albany, Indiana. I'm John Kay. I'm the director of a statewide folk arts program called Traditional Arts Indiana, which is based at Indiana University. We exist to identify, document, and promote the folk and traditional arts of our state, and there's nothing that really says Indiana hardly as much as bluegrass music, and tonight you're going to get a great sampling of some of the best that our state has to offer. Jim Smoak is really one of the pioneers of bluegrass banjo playing. His approach to playing has been distilled from his early upbringing in South Carolina. Is that right, Jim?
That's correct, South Carolina.
And then he traveled all across the southeastern United States and ended up playing 68 years ago in Knoxville, Tennessee on the radio station, and that really started his career. And he did that for many years, including playing with people like Bill Monroe. But then he made a tragic flaw. He met a cute little woman, and he got married, and he settled down in a small little town of Pekin, Indiana. And then for the past 45 years, he's been teaching classes to all types of people on the five-string banjo out of southern Indiana and over in Louisville, just across the river from where we are right now. I could say a lot more about Jim Smoak, but I want to pass it on over to him so you can hear his beautiful banjo and the great songs that he sings. Jim Smoak.
Made my weary way, all windfalls thick with devil's clubs, my aching feet did strain, until at last by evening time from higher ground I came. There I met the Creole girl on the legs of the Poncho train. Good evening to you, pretty maid, my money does no good, although I fear the gators, well I must sleep in the woods. Welcome, said the Creole girl, although our house is plain, never turn a stranger out on the legs of the Poncho train. She took me to her mother's house and treated me quite well. Hair and flowing ringlets all about her shoulders fell. I tried to describe her beauty, but I find it is in vain. So beautiful, Creole girl on the legs of the Poncho train. I asked her if she'd marry me, she said that could not be, because she had a lover who was then far out to sea. She said I love him dearly and forever true remain, even though he never does come back to the legs of the Poncho train. Goodbye, my pretty maid, I'll never see you no more. I'll never forget your kindness in the cottage by the shore. And in each social circle, as the flowing bowl I drain, I'll drink to you, sweet Creole girl, in the legs of the Poncho train. I'll drink to you, sweet Creole girl, in the legs of the Poncho train. All right, here we are at the beautiful campus at IUS, and my name is Jim Smoak. And I have some good friends playing along with me today. Brian Allen on the guitar. He's from Indiana also. And in just a few minutes, my daughter will be on this side. She lives in Indiana. And I'm sorry to say, a bass player in the back. He swam across the Ohio River. He lives in Kentucky. Anyway, we're going to be doing some just banjo picking and guitar playing and singing of songs that maybe I wrote over the last few years. This next song, called This Heart of Mine, is going to be used pretty soon, maybe in October at an award ceremony, and it's called This Heart of Mine. will shine like a candle when the world is dark and cold. This heart of mine is made of timber. This heart of mine is made of stone. Like a bridge across the mountains when you walk it all alone. This heart of mine is made of iron. This heart of mine is made of steel. It won't turn toward another when the wind is on the hill. When the wind is on the hill. All right, this heart of mine. Brian, I think I changed the arrangement then, didn't I?
That's
But
all right.
you caught it pretty good. Okay, now let's. The first song I did was "The Lakes of the Pontchartrain." That's where, in Louisiana, is where I made my first recordings under my own name. And I really didn't want to be a singer at all, but this Dr. Harry Oster down at Louisiana State University, he called me up and wanted to make a record. And I said, well, I'm not a solo singer. I don't sing. And he said, well, if you don't sing, we're not going to make the record. So I looked down at his checkbook, and I looked back up, and I said, I just became a solo singer. Anyway, this next tune that we're going to do is a song that I learned, a tune that I learned from a fiddle player who was 85 years old at that particular time in 1961. So that puts him, back to the late 1800s. And anyway, this is a tune that he had, and we learned it and played it on the recording, and had a funny name too, called Woodchuck in the Deadening. Sounds like a woodpecker in a dead spot in a tree anyhow, doesn't it? Now I'm going to get my friend Brian Allen over here on the guitar to do a song that I co-wrote with a person from Rensselaer, Indiana, Steve Bryans. And Steve and I had a kind of a long history of writing songs, and we call this particular song is kind of about, maybe the backwoods and stuff like that. We call this our cutting and shooting song, Anyway, it's called Kyla Davis.
There is blood upon the mountain, and the wind is rising higher. Plunging through the darkness, Kyla Davis makes his way. There's a dead girl left behind him, and he swears he'll never find her, though he's lost his knife and lighter in the brush along the way. Now the light rain starts to fall, and like the sound of voices calling, they found her car back off the road with Sally Jean inside. And the word goes to her cousins that it's time to go out hunting. The sheriff wants to stop us, so you best just take a night. They work back from the police, cause they know he wants to reach them. This ain't police business up on White Oak Hill tonight. It's their own who left behind him. It's their own know how to find him. He'll never hear footstepping, never see a light. Kyla Davis runs the mountain. He twists his foot and cries out, curses in the darkness and turns at every sound. There's a blue police light flashing on the higher ground above him, though it might as well be heaven with the kinfolks all around. Now the sheriff wants some coffee. He tells his men to call him. They nod to one another that the killer got away. And the sheriff, he just glances, cause he knows he'll never answer. Where is Kyla Davis in his shallow mountain grave? They work back from the police, cause they know he wants to reach them. This ain't police business up on White Oak Hill tonight. It's their own he left behind him. It's their own know how to find him. He'll never hear footstepping, never see a light. They work back from the police, cause they know he wants to reach them. This ain't police business up on White Oak Hill tonight. It's their own he left behind them. It's their own know how to find him. He'll never hear footstepping, never see a light. Oh, where's Kyla Davis in his shallow mountain grave?
The story of Kyla Davis. Well, you know, just to my left, we had someone walk out here, and that happens to be my daughter, Joanna Smoak. And anyway, that came along after we got to Indiana. I want to mention that to you, because she's grown up a little bit by then, and she's taller than me even today. But I'm going to get her to sing a song another one of the songs that I wrote and Steve Rhines wrote the lyrics to. And it's called I Won't Let You Down. Let me get my banjo in the right keyhole here. All right, here we go.
When the sun falls down in pieces and you don't know where to turn, 'cause you never had a friend before to see the things God mended, when you were just too tired to take them up again. No,
good promise. I won't let you down. Well, you know, growing up in South Carolina and learning to play the banjo, starting around 12, my dad got me a nice Gibson banjo when I was 15, so he must have thought I could play something. And, with all the farm work around, he never did tell me to practice, but he did tell me to get on the tractor and go back to the field and don't come back till I finish. So anyway, I worked the banjo in as best I could, and that was a style of playing that actually came about because of the addition of the fifth string to a four-string banjo neck, and that was in 1831. And so I suppose that the style changed on the banjo, like it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, kind of a galloping sound. And so this next song we're going to do is called Riding That Seaboard Railroad, and we're going to do the style called Frailing the Banjo.
Seaboard Railroad, down to some sunny shore. Sweet memories will follow me wherever I may go. Wherever I may go. I watched the whole world over to find a girl like you. But when I thought you would marry me, you broke my heart in two. Yes, you broke my heart in two. Riding the Seaboard Railroad, down to some sunny shore. Sweet memories will follow me wherever I may go. Wherever I may go. I'm going down to Florida to live my life alone. I'll think of you every time I hear that lonesome whistle blow. Yes, that lonesome whistle blow. Riding the Seaboard Railroad, down to some sunny shore. Sweet memories will follow me wherever I may go. Wherever I may go. That silver meteor flying, passing through southern pines. Maybe someone waits for me farther on down the line. Yes, farther on down the line. Riding the Seaboard Railroad, down to some sunny shore. Sweet memories will follow me wherever I may go. Wherever I may go. Play, Brian. Riding the Seaboard Railroad, down to some sunny shore. Sweet memories will follow me wherever I may go. Wherever I may go.
Yeah, one thing about that frailing style, you get to bang it out good on the last part, you know.
Yeah, boy.
Well, I tell you what, we've been doing a lot of different songs here today, and this man in the back, Rob Whitmer, he's been keeping us together here, and so we're going to do an old timer this time, probably from about the 1930s, and we're going to just sort of, Brian and I are going to just sort of stop here in a minute and just let Rob sort of work on the bass. It's called The Shanty in Old Shanty Town. so slatty it touches the ground. Just a tumble down shack by an old railroad track. Memories of childhood are calling me back. I'd give up a palace if I were a king. More than a palace, yes, it's my everything. There's the queen waiting there with his silvery crown in shanty, oh shanty town. All right, I'd give up a palace if I were a king. More than a palace, my everything. There's a queen waiting there with his silvery crown in a shanty, old shanty town. All right, Rob, that's a mighty good job you did back there. All right, we're going to close our set today. We're going to do a gospel song, and it's probably in some of your hymn books. I know it's in ours at church. So we can get Joanna to come back out and join us. We'll sing, "Let the Lower Lights Be Burning." Brightly beams our Father's mercy from his lighthouse evermore. But to us he gives a keeping of the lights along the shore. Let the lower lights be burning, send a gleam across the way. Some poor faint, struggling seaman, you may rescue, you may save. Dark the night of sin has settled, while the angry billows roll. Eager eyes are watching longing for the lights along the shore. Let the low lights be burning, send a gleam across the way. Some poor faint, struggling seaman, you may rescue, you may save. when the darkness may be low. Let the low lights be burning, send the gleam across the way. Some poor fading, struggling seaman, you may rescue, you may save, you may rescue, you may save. And we thank you very much.
It's Mr. Jim Smoak and friends playing today. It's always good to have some good bluegrass music right from southern Indiana to be shared. If you like Jim and you want to hear more of his music, one of the great things that you can do is head out to the Depot Museum in Salem, Indiana. And that's a great place that you'd be able to hear him maybe play a little bit. But you can see the model trains he set up there, replicas of the little burgs and towns all across southern Indiana, especially in Washington County there. So the Depot Museum is a great place to hear him. Jim was a great music teacher, and one of the people that I think he told me he actually gave lessons to on the banjo was this next person up. But that person has definitely taken it to a whole new level. Michael Cleveland is a musician's musician. He's a fiddler. To call him a fiddler seems almost wrong, though. He's a 12-time IBMA fiddle champion. He's won a Grammy Award this last year for his music. Now, you would think that that would be the type of thing that would be like a lifetime achievement to say that 12 times. But he's a young man here, and he's going to play some fiddle for us. But even more so now, he's going to start off playing the mandolin, I believe. So I give you Mr. Michael Cleveland.
Let's see, where's this mando mic at? Do I have a mando mic somewhere? I hear it. I hear the mandolin. It sounds like a mandolin too. I'm not sure where I'm aiming. Oh, I got you. It's over there. All right. Yeah, so we gotta turn that this way and lower that. Hey, if at any point it gets too slick up here for y'all, be sure and let us know. All right, let's pick.
love the hills in West Virginia. I love the hills of Tennessee. North, south, east, or west, it's home sweet home to me. Oh me, oh my, what's gonna become of me? Been downtown, rolling around, no one to cry for me.
All right, thank you all so much. Yeah, this is one called Just for Tonight.
If you only knew the way that I feel, you'd be with me tonight. If you could only see the things that I see, everything's gonna be alright. You don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say you care about me. Just say yes, just for tonight. Though it don't have long in a while, I'll be gone, but I'll be back another time. We'll live in the past, but the memories will last. Just say yes, and I'll show you what I mean. You don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say you care about me. Just say yes, just for tonight. You don't have to say you love me. You don't have to say you care about me. Just say yes, just for tonight. Just say yes, just for tonight.
All right. Yeah, that's a tune we like to play. You know, Brian Allen and I have been friends for a long time, many, many years. As a matter of fact, the first song I ever played in public was with Brian Allen. And I had started playing classical music, but I always wanted to play bluegrass on the fiddle. And I finally got to the point where I learned Boil the Cabbage Down, and it was the only song I knew. And so we were at Scottsburg, Indiana, one of the local bluegrass shows there. This was a while back. And my grandma asked Brian, hey, will you back him up on Boil the Cabbage Down? And he said, yeah. But he did not know that that was the only song that I knew, and we were probably going to play it like 10 times. You know, so we probably played Boil the Cabbage Down for a half hour. And in spite of all that, we're still friends. And,
I didn't like cabbage, but I liked the fiddle.
well, speak for yourself. I like cabbage.
It's pretty good now.
But, so we don't get to see each other all that much. So when we do get to hang out, 3 things are probably going to happen. We're going to order pizza. We're going to listen to a Louis L'Amour Western on audiobook, and we're going to jam. And so this kind of stuff here is things I don't get to play unless I'm picking with Brian. So this is sort of a basement jam here. for Arts Across America. Oh, I got to tell you, I got a message group with some buddies of mine that did this same thing for Arts Across America a while back. And one of them messaged me today and said, hey, you think you're so special getting to do this? We did this years ago. And I said, well, you know what the difference is? Y'all had to drive to D.C., and we only had to drive to New Albany to do it here. But we're so honored to be here. Thanks so much, John and Kurt and Chelsea and everybody else who's worked so hard putting this whole thing together. Karina, I know I'm going to leave out some people. But anyway, let's pick.
Autumn leaves look like they'd be sweet as bourbon whiskey, but they bring you down like summer rain. Took away the girl that once was with me. Well, it looks like it's gonna be another California autumn. So now it looks like it's gonna rain, but you know it ain't now. All the pretty girls are going away now. It's the best time you'll ever find to run away. Why she went away, I'll never know. She doesn't know she took the summer with her. But I'll pass this way some other day. Leave behind the lonesome memories of her. And it looks like it's gonna be another California autumn. So now it looks like it's gonna rain, but you know it ain't now. All the pretty girls are going away now. It's the best time you'll ever find to run away. It's the best time you'll ever find to run away.
That's a fun one to play, and I love to hear Brian sing this. And this is Brian Allen, by the way. I've already talked about him, but I'm not sure if I mentioned his name. But and that's a tune from Tony Rice called "The California Autumn." And we're gonna play some dog music. The great mandolin player David Grisman wrote this next tune, and he used to play a lot with Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, and Jerry gave David the name The Dog. And this is a tune that I guess was written for a movie, and it was called Eat My Dust. But when mandolin players play it or whatever, it's called EMD. So let's see here. Say something to him, Brian.
It's an honor to be here and play this the Kennedy Center, and it's great in New Albany, and it's great to be able to share the stage with all these fine people today, and it's we're gonna play one here. If I get in tune.
Don't tune yet. This is
Mike's getting his fiddle out, as you can see on the camera, I think. So
let's see. That's high enough. Yeah, this is another one I really love to hear Brian sing. Where did you hear this originally?
I heard Tony Rice, and then I heard John Denver even.
Oh yeah, yeah. This has been recorded by a bunch of people.
And all kind of people. Dave Denman, a bunch of people.
Called Darcy Farrow.
Where the water runs down into the Carson Valley Plain, there lived a maiden, Darcy Farrow was her name. Daughter of old Dundee, and fairer was she, sweet as flower that bloomed o'er the green. Her voice was sweet as a sugar candy. Her touch was soft as a bed of goose down. Her eyes shone bright like a pretty light that shines in the night out of Garrington town. She was courted by young Vandermeer, and quite handsome was he, I'm to hear. He bought her silver rings and fancy things, and promised to wed before the snow came that year. Her pony did stumble and she did fall. Her dying touch on the heart of the soul. Young Dandy in his pain put a bullet through his brain, and we buried them together before the snow began to fall. They sing of Darcy Farrow where the Truckee runs through. Sing of her beauty in Virginia City too. At dusky sundown to her dame they drank around. At two young Vandy whose love was true.
That's Brian Allen, everybody, with Darcy Farrow. And, you know, there was a documentary produced on me. I never thought I would hear myself say this, me still being alive and all, but there's a couple guys from Missouri, John Presley and Cortland Ingram, that produced a documentary called Flame Keeper, the Michael Cleveland story. And in there, they interviewed Brian. See, Brian's not only a great guitar player and singer, as you can tell, but if you need somebody to run a marathon, or if you've got a chainsaw or a weed eater or something that needs work, he can do that also. And a lot of people think I'm kidding when I say this, but I am not. I'm totally serious. He is a whiz on small engines. And so in this movie, they interviewed Brian, and he's out. You were out there with Dad,
Yeah,
right?
we
In the
were out there in the
or something?
garage, yeah.
And what was that? That was a chainsaw, right? You pulled the
Yeah.
cord on.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he pulled the cord on the chainsaw, and it was big and loud. You got to watch it. Let's play a little Sweet Georgia Brown. right, that was Sweet Georgia Brown. Yes. Well, I think our time is nearly up, but we're going to play a waltz for you called the Yellow Rose Waltz. Yellow Rose Waltz. Thank you all so much for having us, and I'm sure this is being shared on social media. And be sure to check out our band page, Michael Cleveland and Flamekeeper, and check out Brian Allen. He's got a personal page on there, and there's great things on there as well. Anyway, thank you all so much.